Professor.
Professor!
I knew I could get him to do it.
Lecture 3 from boot camp. We're going to mostly focus on the lab today. And you'll see in your packet there's not much space.
Sorry.
Because I gave the riot act about that in my safety contract. I'm not really going to ask you to write much down in here. So you'll see a lot coming across the screen over the next few pages, but you don't really have to write it all down.
No.
Do you, Milks?
No, not so much. Not like for a grade, but how about you pick and choose what's really important? There's some key things like number one, there's a big number.
Right.
That number is important.
Right. So, learning target being describe safe and unsafe lab behaviors and interpret correct units of measurement. So the most focus on this lecture is more with the units of measurement at the end because you've been through lab classes before, so a lot of that's a rehash of what you already
We're actually going to go through it fast. Then how's that?
First and foremost, really, really important.
1,200 minutes. You need them. And let's be honest, this one is on you.
Yeah.
You've got to do the labs. You've got to complete your CEI to get full credit or to get any credit, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
And you're in charge. So you need to do that.
If
and
you
you're going to
don't
be fine.
get your minutes, you will have been wasting your time this whole year, and I don't want that to be the case.
And we do at least one lab per unit. There's one unit, I think we have 3.
There
Aren't many.
a ton of labs. I know other teachers have like, I got 3,700 lab minutes. No, Milks and I have about 1,600.
18 maybe
tops.
tops.
So if you're kind of doing that, I go to week school every other week kind of business, you might want to get your schedule changed because I don't think you're going to make that.
Yeah.
No disrespect, it's just the truth.
And then this is really specifically for my class. We have I don't have that fabulous lab y'all got in Edison. We got this classroom right here, and we don't have a lot of lab space. So we are going to be doing not necessarily labs together as a class. So you definitely need to watch your pre-lab video, do your pre-lab notes, figure out how to do a lab, which is cool because I'll walk you through it, and it's fun. And then you show me that you're ready, and then off you go, you and your lab partner off to do the lab.
The critical point here is we don't want you walking into our lab spaces cold, not knowing what you're expected to do and how you're expected to do it.
Right. The last thing we want to hear is, yo, Milks, what do I do now?
What do I do next? That's you're headed for getting yourself hurt by accident if you don't know what you're doing and why you're going to be doing it.
That's right. So that's why the pre-lab video is going to help you understand all that stuff. Okay. And then, of course, in the lab, like every other science class you've done,
follow procedures exactly.
Now,
Either
you
it's a
wrote
verbal
these things,
procedure
but
or
you
written
need to follow
procedure, you got to follow it. Right. Okay.
and then we don't just start mixing things like crazy to see what happens. That's
Never
a big
eat
no-no.
Never eat anything.
No, nothing in your mouth. I don't even want anything in your mouth while you're doing stuff.
Right. Goggles and safety glasses. We have safety glasses for those of you who do not have actual glasses. Goggles for the wraparounds of those of us who need our glasses in order to see. So there's a couple different kinds of goggles.
Mandatory.
In my lab.
Mandatory. We're not protecting our edges, guys. Goggles up here don't help.
Yeah.
Okay?
Aprons and gloves, worn when appropriate,
When
not
needed.
always necessary.
Right. And no horseplay at all. Please do not goof around when we're actually doing lab. I like to have fun. Monica likes to have fun. But we don't want to cross the line where safety comes in.
Yeah.
Good? Fair?
Not allowed.
Those are those things we went through fast that you might not be able to write them all
Housekeeping, but honestly, these are kind of no-brainers. We
Yes.
have to say them because we have to say them.
Right. So here's a
Broken glass and spills, tell us about it. Don't try and clean it up and be all stealthy about it. We don't really care. And we know it's
Yeah.
going to happen.
We're not going to be mad at you.
Whatever.
We're actually going to be more
You
upset.
broke a test tube. We're going to be more upset if you try and clean it up without us noticing.
Or worse,
Get
just
hurt.
don't do anything and leave it.
Mhm.
And now I don't know necessarily what it is. The next class rolls up on it and somebody else can get hurt with something that isn't properly taken care of.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us deal with it. We will deal with it. And we aren't going to yell at you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And they happen. Accidents happen.
Care about
right? Yeah, we care about you being safe.
Libraries should always be left the way you found it, or better if you found it a little messy, tidy it up a little bit. That's just how we do.
Right.
It's the best way.
Common rule. And make sure we dispose of our waste properly.
Mm-hmm.
And, wiping down the station is always key for the next people, especially
For sure.
yours with your wavy lab actual tables.
Yes.
Okay, here you're going to be in stations at parts around the room that is our learning room and our learning space. And we don't want lab materials contaminating. So we want to try and keep it clean. Sure.
So the next part of this lecture is getting you introduced to a couple simple things about measurement units and prefixes. These are two reference tables that we don't really focus much on. So that's why we're
No.
doing it here.
Just a little bit because it's kind of an afterthought, but there's something we can do with the 2, and that's combine them.
Yes.
So like, I'll step to the board. Ready?
Yep.
Monaco, who that is?
Meter, symbol M.
So M, and we've heard of meter before, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But if you put a symbol prefix in front of it, like K,
Okay, like this.
circle that up on table C for me, Bob.
Got you.
Bruh.
Okay. There we
K
go.
means a factor of 10 to the 3. So this means that it's not just 1 meter, but it's 10 to the power of 3
Which is a
meters.
1 with 3 zeros.
So, yep.
1,000.
So when you put a K in front of an M, it means we multiply by 1,000. So that's
Right.
what the symbol, factor, and prefix means with respect to the selected units. You could do that with any one of these selected minutes. I could do milliseconds.
Well, that was a good one. I was actually thinking milliseconds or kilojoules.
Right. Milliseconds would just be a little m with an S after it, and it means a small amount of time.
Ready? Wait, ready? Yanar. Liters. You combine liters with something else to come up with another word.
Let's go with milli.
Yep.
Milliliters.
So
So
put the
little
M,
m,
big
capital
L.
L, milliliters. That is 1,000th of a liter.
And that 1,000th is represented by 10 to the negative 3.
Oh,
Okay.
10 minus 3, or 1 minus 3 zeros.
Yep.
Just like that.
0.001 liters.
Liters.
So what this is all about is how the symbol, the prefix, the factor, and the selected units in the metric system are actually all really very closely related and
Sure.
easy to work with if you understand the whole decimal place moving thing.
Right. And then it also helps you when you see something like KM or ML that you're not going to find any of that whole thing on one chart. It's a piece off of this chart and a piece off of that chart, and you got to be able to put them together.
And those charts are actually right next to each other on the reference tables.
Which
The
is
first
nice.
page of the reference table. So
flipping.
the reason that we put this here now is so that when you see units and you're like, now you know where to go and find out what it means.
Yeah. Okay, say it now.
Yeah.
The units will be our guide.
Yes, we'll do that
I will
a
say
lot
that many times.
this year.
The units will be our guide.
We got anything else in this video, bro?
I think.
That's all, folks. Wow, we're flying.
We're
So
doing
you
good.
got another, 7.5 minutes? No, 2.5 minutes.
to watch this over again if you need to.
Exactly.
Not that big a deal.
This really was a very simple video.
Easy piece.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So you guys
actually, there's more practice
Oh yeah.
than anything else. So this is probably one of the first places where you'll see
Some
how practice works in class. So there's a few pages here, not the equipment, but pages 12 and 13 in our practice pack that you might be able to try and figure out based upon what we've just told you.
Right.
About the
Combining
units. Nothing
Right.
about the housekeeping and lab stuff. So
Yeah.
that's just,
No,
we had to say it because we had to say it. Right, Milksy?
See you.
See it. I gotta find the button, click it, find the button.